What's up, Star Wars fans and action figure collectors? Darth Collector here, and in today's video we are going to be reviewing the Vintage Collection Skiff. Before we get going with that, we are really getting close to 200 subscribers. I think we're at like 150 right now, so it'd be really cool if you would consider subscribing. Let's get on to the review. Okay, so I got the Skiff here, and we're going to start off by taking a look at some of the details, then we're going to take a look at some of the features, and then I'm just going to put some figures on it, and we'll see how it looks to scale. Now, as you can see, the Skiff is pretty detailed and has some nice paint apps kind of scattered across it, representing like sand, I think. And over here you can see some like scuff marks on the front and some just airbrushing, it looks like, with some weathering and all sorts of that kind of thing. Over here it's the same thing. This driving console is very detailed over here with the handles and all that. Just looks really good, and just you can see the weathering across the entire thing. Same thing down at the bottom, you can see some of the weathering, and it just looks really good overall. As for the sand at the bottom, well, it's sand. I mean, it's pretty much as you'd expect. The bottom is just plastic, because why would sand need to be detailed on the bottom? So looks fine overall, and just looks like something fell off here when I flipped it over. Okay, well, that thing falling off is a good segue to bringing us into the features. So as for features of this thing, let's just kind of start at the back and work our way up to the front. So back here, I don't really know what these things are exactly and what their function is, but they're articulated. They got a ball joint here and a swivel right here, same on the other side, and you can pretty much move them however you like, and they're really cool, and they are in the movie, so it's very detailed. Over here on the driver's console, we've got these two handles, and when you get the ship, the driver console just snaps in. So this part comes unattached, and I believe these do as well. Also, all these fences come unattached, and so you just kind of snap them in. Oops, I already have them in, but I just kind of undid it a bit. Anyways, those snap in, and then it's got these handles here, which I'll show you the use of in a minute, but you can kind of just clip on the Skiff Guard's weapons right there, and it works really well. Moving down a little bit more, I think on the other side, we've got a, oh, nope, sorry, we'll get there. I thought the plank was right there, but it's not. But we got this opening, and then, as you may have seen earlier, this piece comes up right here. If I can get it, there we go. This basically just reveals a lot more detail in here, and it's just the inner workings of the Skiff. So this is really cool. This isn't big enough to store anything in, but it's just still super cool. Moving on forward, right here, we have got another one of these little opening compartments. Now this one is actually for storing stuff, and here's a Skiff Guard figure for reference, but it can hold their whole pike pretty good, and I use it to hold some of their blasters as well. So moving down one more bit, let me flip it back over to the other side. We have the plank. Now this is what Luke almost walked off of in Return of the Jedi. Well, I guess he did walk off, huh? But it extends about this far, and it's pretty good if you want to make like a display of a Luke figure coming off of it. So I really enjoy this feature. I don't use it too often, but it's still really cool. Moving on to the front, we've got one last little thing right here that comes up to reveal another storage / engine compartment. So you can kind of also put whatever you want in there, and it's just another cool little compartment, cool little thing they added. So put that back. As for features, they did not add. There's no pegs at all in this thing, so if you have figures that aren't going to stand up without pegs, this ship has no pegs on it entirely. And one more feature that I didn't mention, and I won't actually be showing you, but it comes with another replacement fence for one of these to represent that scene where Lando is hanging off over the Sarlacc pit, and it's all kind of busted up. I don't have it. I don't know where it is. I'm sure I have it somewhere, but I can't find it, and so once I find it, I might edit a little thing in, but I don't have it for now. But it looks really cool. It fits on well. I did it at the start when I first got this thing, and it doesn't detract from anything. You know, it looks great either way. Alright, so now let's just take a look at some of the figures on it. So here I've got the Klaatu Barada Nikto 3-pack, and I'm just going to kind of put them down on here. How they would be in the show, or in the movie I should say. And they're kind of just sitting on it, you know, whatever, minding their business. Not really, because they're trying to dump Luke into the Sarlacc pit. And I noticed in the movie, this guy, Potsnikin, was the driver, and I happen to have his figure, so I'll just put him in the driver's spot as well. Let me get him in here. There we go. Kind of rocking the whole Skiff there. Let me just add a few more figures. Got Skiff Guard here. Weak way that time. Then we've got the Klaatu figure. And that's a reference to the Classy Barada Nicto thing. I don't know if you've ever seen the movie, but it's a movie about aliens. I'm blanking on what it's called. Man, it's so iconic too. I'm forgetting. Someone let me know in the comments. I'm totally blanking. But I do have seen the movie, and it's pretty funny. Anyways, so here it is with a bunch of figures on it. I wouldn't say it's exactly like to scale, but it works really well, and it looks really good with all the figures on it. So let me try to get you a different angle quickly. And this is what it looks like kind of from that side view. So it kind of looks a little small, the Skiff does, from this angle and through the video. But in real life, it looks really great and works really well with the display. As for the stand, it's really easy to snap in the pieces, and it stands up really well. It's not going to have any issues with rocking over or whatever. And you can adjust the angle if you don't have figures on it, but because of the lack of pegs, the figures will fall. Except for Post Snetkin, he's chilling. Anyways, it does rock, and it's really cool. Overall, as far as vehicles come, I would say this is actually a really cool one, and one of my favorites in my entire collection. Now, out of 10, I would probably give this a 9 out of 10. The only reason I wouldn't give it a 10 out of 10 is because of the lack of pegs. It's just really cool, it's really detailed, and all the play features are just awesome on it. Also, here is an example of what it looks like when you put one of the pikes inside of one of the clips there. I didn't actually show that earlier. Anyways, if you're a big Jabba the Hutt collector or just a big Return of the Jedi fan, I would highly recommend you get this, and it looks great with just some of the 3 3/4-inch Skiff Guard figures that are pretty cheap these days. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please remember to like and subscribe if you haven't already. We're really getting close to 200, and I think it'd be really cool to eventually one day hit 1,000. Have a great day or night wherever you may be, and may the Force be with you always.